What's the most satisfying no you've ever given someone? Ryan introduced me at his college graduation party as the freeloader my dad inherited, in front of his frat brothers, while I was standing right there, holding the camera because his mom asked me to document Ryan's big day. Get a good shot of the real family, he said, pulling his mom and my dad together, leaving me behind the lens. I was 17. My mom had died 2 years earlier. Dad remarried fast, too fast, to Sharon, who came with Ryan. Golden boy Ryan, who played lacrosse and drove a BMW and made sure everyone knew I shopped at Target while he wore Vineyard Vines. He had this thing he'd do at dinner. He'd wait until I was mid-sentence, then turn to his mom and start a completely different conversation. Just erase me, mid-word. Sharon would jump right in and Dad would sit there, exhausted from trying to keep the peace. So anyway, about my internship, I'd start. Mom, did you call the country club about my birthday? Ryan would interrupt, every single time. The Facebook post came during my junior year of college. I was working 3 jobs to pay tuition because Dad's money was complicated now with Sharon's expensive tastes. Ryan posted a family photo from Christmas, one where I was clearly cropped out, with the caption, real family only, not the charity cases Dad feeds out of guilt. 67 likes. His mom hearted it. I screenshot it, not for revenge, just as a reminder of what I was to them. After college, I lived on couches for 6 months, $8 for pasta, wore the same 4 outfits to job interviews, but I had a plan, and spite is incredible fuel. Started at a startup that nobody thought would survive, worked 18-hour days, learned to code at night, made myself indispensable. When the company sold, I had enough to start my own thing. Small at first. 2 developers and I were in a shitty office that smelled like the Chinese restaurant downstairs, but we grew, fast. Meanwhile, Ryan was discovering that lacrosse skills don't translate to employment. He got fired from his uncle's firm for showing up drunk, got fired from a marketing agency for hitting on a client's daughter, got fired from his 3rd job for just not showing up. By the time he called me, I had 42 employees and had just signed a lease on an entire floor of a downtown high-rise. Hey sis, he said, first time he'd ever called me that. Heard you're doing well. What do you need, Ryan? Just thinking we should catch up. Family should support each other, right? I waited. I'm actually between opportunities right now. Thought maybe you'd have something. Send me your resume. He showed up to the interview in the same Vineyard Vines shirt he'd worn in college, now stretched tight around a beer belly. He sat in my office, my actual corner office with floor-to-ceiling windows, and couldn't stop staring at the view. This is really yours? Every square foot. Look, about the past. I turned my monitor toward him. The Facebook post. Still there. Still public. Charity cases. I read aloud. Dad feeds out of guilt. His face went red, then white. That was years ago. I was a kid. You were 22. People change. Show me how you've changed. What skills do you bring? He fumbled through some bullshit about people skills and strategic thinking. I let him sweat through it, then asked him to describe a time he'd overcome professional adversity. This is adversity, he finally said, having to ask you for help. No, I said. Adversity is being 17 and having your stepbrother publicly humiliate you while you're grieving your mother. Adversity is working 3 jobs to pay for college while your stepfamily vacations in Cabo. This is a consequence. He stood up. You're really going to be petty about some old post? I'm not being petty. I'm being selective. I hire people who build others up, not tear them down. The McDonald's on 5th Street has a help wanted sign. They don't check Facebook. Sharon called within an hour, screeching about family loyalty. Dad called that evening, disappointed but not surprised. You could have been the bigger person, he said. I was the bigger person for 15 years. Today I was just honest. 2 weeks later, my assistant showed me a photo from her lunch break. Ryan was behind the McDonald's counter, paper hat crooked, taking an order from someone in a suit who looked suspiciously like one of my employees. Want me to tell David not to go there? She asked. No, I said. Everyone needs to eat. The last time I saw Ryan was at Dad's birthday. He tried to corner me by the cake. I'm shift manager now, he said, like it was a threat or an accomplishment. I couldn't tell. He still works there, still lives with his mom, still posts about how the system is rigged against real Americans like him. Last week, I donated $50,000 to a scholarship fund for kids who've lost parents. I named it after my mom. The announcement was made in the local paper. Sharon saw it and texted Dad that I was showing off. Maybe I was, but at least I'm not the charity case anymore. That position's been filled.